At this year's Watches and Wonders, Lange introduced a new Odysseus. This time, it's their first self-winding chronograph. So I'm a big fan of a Lange & Söhne. It's a really slept-on watch brand, at least here in the States. And I can say I even slept on it a bit because I didn't include it in my favorite watches from Watches and Wonders video that I dropped a little bit ago, but I wanted to make up for that in this video. So early on in my high horology journey, I came across a Lange & Söhne on Chrono 24. It was one of the first watches that popped up in my feed. It was a bit random and I fell in love with this double split watch that they offered. And I was blown away when I saw the price. I think it was like somewhere around 150K. And I was like, wow, why is this watch so expensive? And so I did more research on the brand, dove down the rabbit hole, and fell in love with the engineering marvels that they produce. Their double split and triple split watches are some of my favorite designs in all of high horology, and I wish I could afford the price tag on some of these watches. When it comes to movement development, Lange is pretty unparalleled. There are some watch brands like Patek and AP that can rival Lange, but in terms of outright beating Lange, I think that's pretty debatable. Their watches are ridiculously complicated and just eye candy to look at for any watch enthusiast. So the new Odysseus Chronograph took 6 years for Lange to create, and they're only making 100 pieces, all of which I'm sure are already sold out. Video of the installation that Lange had at Watches and Wonders also looked dope. One thing that Lange repeated at this year's Watches and Wonders was having a larger-than-life replica of the new Odysseus as their centerpiece in their booth installation. I couldn't tell for sure from the videos that I've seen, but it actually looked like the large-scale watch as their centerpiece was actually a functioning timepiece. So I don't know if that means they cut some corners so that the watch could actually work, or if they actually had a large-scale movement that was to spec of the smaller scale movements that are in the actual watches. Either way, I thought it was a really dope installation, and it's one of the reasons why I wanted to actually attend Watches and Wonders, just to see how far some of the brands would go in the design of some of their booth installations. Right now, there's no pricing information available for the Odysseus Chronograph, but I'm sure it's going to be well over 100 grand, maybe closer to 200 grand. So for all you ballers out there, if they're not already all sold out, you should get in line for this piece, because if you do rock it, there won't be many others in the room that can say they own this piece as well. So what do you think of the Odysseus Chronograph? Let me know in the comments. Till next time.